Aaron Kramer.
I'm Rohan Giek. May we have a seat?
Yeah, have a seat.
Thank you. So we understand at Five Banners Park that there have been multiple situations where we haven't gotten the best PR, including somebody breaking their leg because of a ride malfunction and two people not paying attention to the rules and thus resulting in injuries. And we've been getting bad PR because of this nationwide, but we're here to fix that.
So our plan is to accept it because we have realized that some of the parks have not specifically talked to the point. And so we want to own up to it. We want to say that yes, this has happened, but this is how we're going to change it. Because we don't want people to say, well, they haven't acknowledged it, like this is not how it's going to happen. So our plan is to hire more engineers to keep it to watch it function on a day-to-day scale. And we also want to have yearly checks instead of every couple years, because that way we can see if the rides are functioning the way they should be.
Now that fixes the problem for the first situation where somebody broke their leg because of a ride malfunction. However, the second problem that we encountered was the fact that somebody slipped in the water park. So we plan on installing slipless floors where people, no matter how much water there is on the flooring, they'll be able to run, which still isn't safe, I understand, but people tend not to follow the rules occasionally. So with these slipless floors, nobody's gonna slip and we won't have the blame on us. But besides that, we need to enforce the rules as well. So in the one ride that somebody stuck their arms out when they weren't supposed to, we should be able to install, with the help of new engineers, new safety implements so that these arms are fastened in a certain area, so where there'd be extra bars on the left and right side of the arms so that people would have no choice but to hold onto the bars, especially in rides that people could get injured in. So that way we're not liable for any of this, and we'll be able to succeed in getting rid of the bad PR.
So there is many things that we want to own up to, and so there's different ways that we want to reach this. Through our promotional plans, there are several different things that we would like to touch on. So TV, people watch TV, and if they're constantly seeing our ads, they're going to be like, oh, let's go there. There's also press releases. So I don't think that press releases were released enough about the incidents, and so we should be releasing press releases on that, and also good things too, because we want to show both sides of our company. Social media is also a very relevant promotional plan at the moment because everyone's on it. The young people are on it, and it is a growing weight of media. And so on our social media, we'd like to post challenges that way can win money, they can win coupons, they can win like a family pass, so that they would get involved, because we want to communicate with the customers.
Because ultimately we want to show that even though these incidents did happen, we are still the best and we're still the ones that they want to go to. Ultimately, people are thinking that we might be a little bit on the unsafe side because all the information hasn't been given out. Where they're seeing all the bad stuff about what's happened, but they haven't seen why it's happened or what we're trying to do to fix it. So if we own up to our mistakes and say that yes, we didn't do as well as we should have done, but we're doing this, and this to change it, implementing new engineers, enforcing more safety, and creating new kinds of paths so that people won't get injured, it'll really shine on us. Besides that, we need to communicate our brand promise, which is to show that we are number 3 in customer service and number 4 in attendance, and we've been a household brand for 40 years now. So people have been coming to us for such a long time, and we don't want to lose that business. And for that reason, we have to be really good in our customer relationship management, which is a reason we want to do social media challenges so they engage with us and they have positive environments about us, because if they're having positive thoughts about us, then they're really going to enjoy themselves and want to come. And that's the reason that we're doing the social media and doing the PR, so they realize who we still are.
And going off of what my colleague said, word of mouth is extremely important. If people like what they're going to do, they're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell everyone they know that I had a great time at Five Banners. Like, let's go back soon. And they'll plan ahead of time. Like, oh, we'll plan. Like, let's go next weekend. And so word of mouth is extremely important. It's proven that 63% of people trust word of mouth over ads on TV because they don't have any commitment to the people that are on TV, versus if their friend or their sister or their cousin said, oh, Five Banners was so much fun, they know that they can trust that person because they already know them.
And going back to our social media campaign, this is the reason that it's going to be so beneficial, is because there's going to be people promoting it word of mouth with free cost to us, because they're going to be the ones talking about it. Besides that, we can do an incentive program within our employee base so that they talk about it with their friends and get people to go as well, because if the employee talks to one person about Five Banners and that person goes, and then that one friend goes to another person, then you've just got a whole network there that you're going to be going off of right then and there, which is going to save us money on advertisement costs, because again, PR on social media is not nearly as expensive as it is on TV and stuff, but it's really super super beneficial to us as well.
And that's extremely it's why customer relationship is extremely important, because we want to have the commitment of our customers. If we go back to them, if we make people feel like family, they're going to want to come back to us. Because of our competitors, if they don't have this customer relationship with their customers, they're not going to know which theme park to come to. But if we build that customer relationship where they want to come back to us, that we're the place that they want to go because we have the best customer relationship, that's how we're going to get the most money.
Besides that, our target market right now is going to be focused towards families, as my colleague said, because we are a family household name. So getting these families to come to our parks, the 15 of them spread out throughout the nation that are family vacation locations, that's where we want to be able to hit the most. And to make people realize that we care, we've come up with a promotional campaign that's separate to what we were already doing.
So because our incidents are we're related to injuries, we do want to focus on a community service campaign. So 5 banners could partner with MDA, which is Muscular Dystrophy Association, and donate money. So our idea is to create a wheelchair accessible roller coaster for children and adults in a wheelchair because they cannot come out. And so by doing this, it creates a whole new target market, and it shows that we care because we're trying to give back to the community. And so through this, we could donate some of our sales to MDA to show that we're involved in the community, that we want to be part of, like it builds a better PR for us.
And now our slogan for that is 5 Banners Cares. And this doesn't just go for the MDA campaign, but it goes to show that we care about all of our customers, no matter who they are, no matter what's happened to them, and we want them to come back to us no matter what the situation is. And this really upholds our corporate brand positioning because we've got the PR out there of what we made mistakes on and how we're gonna fix them. And we've shown that we're able to position ourselves onto a higher elevated platform where we're using community service to show exactly how we're gonna be able to get out there and how we care and are gonna be able to give back to our community because we do care, genuinely care.
And so our target market would be families because they are concerned about their children because they want to keep their children safe. And so if they know that 5 Banners cares about safety and they care about the community, they're going to want to come back to us because we've built the customer relationship on the basis of safety and family safe fun.
Ultimately, this is gonna drown out all the negative PR we have because we had an article about us how families shouldn't go to 5 Banners because it isn't nearly as safe as it used to be. But if we've got all this positive stuff going on for us, there's no way that people wouldn't want to go to us. We've got social media and people interacting with us for challenges, for prizes and stuff. We've got people seeing that we're implementing new safety laws or new safety regulations as well as new equipment so people are safe, and it's just going to be a much more fun environment in general for us.
And so this way they can see that we've changed and we're working for a better tomorrow with them.
Starting today.
Okay. I have a couple of questions if that's okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Should the promotional campaign be heavily saturated around the parks that have the injuries?
I don't think that they should be because we're trying to create a universal brand promise. And so if we specify on specific ones, those will be the ones that are recognized for the injuries. But if you build the brand promise that you're working to better the entire company itself, people will see that and they'll acknowledge that because it's not something that's just happened at these specific parts. It's something that is the whole brand.
Okay. And other than sales, how could we monitor public perception of our brand?
Public perception nowadays is really being held through social media because people post what they feel. Now through this, we'll be able to go on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, and just simply search 5 Banners. When we search that, we'll get a full result of list of the recent tweets, the old tweets, the new tweets, whatever kind of tweets or posts on Instagram there are about the positives and the negatives that we're doing. So whatever the positives are, we got to keep doing that, and whatever the negatives are, we have to figure out internally within our resources how we can fix it, whether it's safety regulations not being followed, whether it's the lines are too long, understaffed, whatever it may be, we'll be able to figure all of that out in the public perception that's being held through being able to see what people are posting about us.
Okay. Since we have 15 locations all over the country, who is our biggest competitor?
Definitely Disney, I think, but I think that Disney is known for its customer service, and so it's their customer relationships, and so we want to be able to beat Disney out on that because Disney only does have 2 locations, and so we have 15 across the country. So Disney is their destinations. It costs money to get there. They're expensive, and if people live in Texas and they want to go to Disney World, that's a flight, that's hotels. Versus if they had a 5 Banners in Texas, they could go. If they could go for the day, they could go every couple days. They could buy some more season passes. And this way, it's less expensive for families.
And besides that, since we've got 15 locations spread out through the country, we're going to be able to generate more revenue as through our community service campaign, because we're showing that we are caring and we're giving back to the environment, or not the environment necessarily, but the environment as well as to our community. And that's really important because Disney doesn't show that nearly as much as we'll be able to show by contributing to such a great organization.
Well, I'm going to look over your answers and really get back to you. But thank you for coming to be able to meet with me.
Thank you so much for your time.
Have a great day.
You too.